Looksmaxxing, the black pill stuff, that's taking over. That's going to be the new thing this year, right? I respect it. I think it's good. I remember the black pill stuff from like 4 or 5 years ago, and they were just hopeless. They were hopeless. They were like, listen, we're ugly, we're never getting girls, blah, blah, blah. That's all they cared about. But that's what the majority of people care about. Not all these millionaires and all these influencers that you watch online. They're just trying to get more pussy. It's not even a money thing to them. Once you're amongst them and you hear them talking, all they care about is getting more pussy, right? All right, then. Now you're getting these guys. I can't even pronounce this guy's name, but you know what I'm on about, the youngster. Bone smashing, they're doing surgery, they're doing all this stuff, they're taking testosterone when they're really young, all this stuff, trying to look max, yeah, which I think is ridiculous and it's like a mental illness, but that's fine, no problem, they're not hurting nobody. But the way that they view everybody else now, so they judge people's faces and the measurements and everything, and if it's not up to their standards, which they've researched, they just dismiss you as not important, which is what I appreciate. Because now, their standards for who they should listen to or who they should watch or who should be successful or whatever is all based on looks. Okay, that's fine. But if that's what they believe, there's such a small percentage of people that actually look like that, that the daily interactions of people that they're going to be amongst, they're going to view as lower and they're going to view as not worthy of. I love that shit because it's like, I know who I'm talking about. It's that guy, but I don't know his name. It begins with a C, Clav something. I've only ever read the name. I've never heard it be pronounced. But like, he won't vote for somebody like a president or whatever based on how he looks, because in the black pill people's minds, if you're not attractive, people are not going to listen to you, right? You've got to at least look good in order for people to follow you. You know, there's proof that that's not the truth, but it does help, of course. If you're a good-looking guy and you're 6'4" or whatever, it helps. And exceptions don't make the rule. So if everyone's following this person and that person who you know is not attractive, that's just a minority. It shouldn't be taken seriously anyway. I think this is hilarious. I think it's funny. I don't think it will hurt anybody as long as you don't hurt yourself doing this. It flips the switch with how you look at women as well. I know a lot of men in this space struggle with women, and that's what tipped them over the edge. But now you've studied history on the good-looking people and how your life ends up better if you're more attractive and all this type of stuff. And now you're viewing the women based on their facial features and measurements and all these different types of shit. And if they don't fit into that, you know, that ranking, you're not even interested anyway. I've seen the women squirm and they just hate it because essentially you're being rated from 1 to 10. But now the men are rating the men from 1 to 10. So now women were being rated from 1 to 10 based on being attractive, being worthy of being a girlfriend or whatever it is. Now men are being rated by other men from 1 to 10, even if you should have a conversation or be listened to or whatever. I think that shit's hilarious. I think it's hilarious, and I think these genres of people, incels or whatever, if you can find something, right, that's gonna make you feel like you're part of something and make you feel like you're somebody, just go do it. If that means hitting yourself in the face with a hammer to try and chisel your bones or whatever it is, just go do it, innit? Just go do it. Just don't hurt no one else. You know, eventually, you know, it is what it is. But I've also seen some of them squirm because they spent so much time working on their looks, and now on this database of rankings, they found themselves in the above average range, and then someone out on the streets called them ugly. And you can just see everything I worked for and someone still calls me ugly. Statistically, that's not true. I'm good looking. I think it's hilarious, and I wanted to touch on it because I see where it's going. This is going to be the main thing for the youngsters this year. Everyone's going to be Looksmaxxing, and as long as you don't do something drastic, Looksmaxxing, all you got to do is just lose body fat and go to the gym. Gain some size while losing body fat, and you're going to look the best that you can look. They're taking it to the next level. We'll see how it plays out.